Welcome to Breaking Bread. It's a delicious weekly serving of conversation and cuisine. I'm your host, Tiffany Bacon, and every week we'll broadcast from a different restaurant, eatery, or chef's kitchen, where delicious delights and curious conversation is on the menu. We broadcast on Word Radio, 900 AM and 96.1 FM in Philadelphia, and worldwide online at wordradio.com and all Word social media. Welcome to this week's edition of Breaking Bread. I am out and about again. I am Tiffany Bacon, and thank you so much for joining us again on this show about food and your fabulous brunch culture. So we were off last week because of the Juneteenth live broadcast at Malcolm X Park. This week, it's the Juneteenth Wine and Arts Festival happening at Cherry Street Pier. It is a wonderful, wonderful event. Lots going on. And the arts part of this Wine and Arts Festival, we're going to talk to some of the artists today. So we want you to stick around for the conversations. There's a lot of wine here. Of course, it's the Wine and Arts Festival, so there's lots of wines to try. And one of the many beautiful things about this event is that there are a couple of wineries represented that are Black owned. So you may be able to meet some of these folks. So just stay tuned for amazing conversation. Hey. We are WURD Progressive Black Talk Media. This is Breaking Bread. Philly is a town of festivals, and we are here at the Juneteenth Wine and Arts Festival. I'm so happy to be here with a friend of mine. I love being able to call her a friend.
Yes.
She is the curator of this event for how many years now?
This is our second year.
Second year. This is Shakina. Hey, Shakina.
Hey, how are you? Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited. I'm so excited.
And you got a little sippy sip because it is
do.
Breaking Bread. We're also breaking drinks.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yes, and this is our Juneteenth Wine Arts Festival commemorative glass, which is exclusively sold with wine tasting tickets and VIP tickets at the Juneteenth Wine Arts Festival. I'm going to have a sip on that.
Okay, and I will sip on this because I'm not sipping of the grape. That's okay. We have something to drink.
All right. This is an amazing event, and I'm so happy to be here.
Yes, I'm so happy that you're doing this. I'm so happy that you're doing this. You are the CEO of the Women's Coalition for Empowerment.
Yes.
Just tell us what your organization is all about.
So the Women's Coalition for Empowerment is an arts and culture-based nonprofit that assists artists with entrepreneurship, securing jobs, connecting with institutions that create the creative workforce. So we believe in enhancing the creative economy within the greater Philadelphia region, and one gig at a time, where we're paying artists. So every time you see an artist, anybody that's doing anything here is being paid. Except the vendors. They're getting money by selling their stuff, but every single artist gets paid. So the contributions from our ticket sales goes into our unrestricted artist programming fund. Donations, our contracts goes right back into the artist's hands, and a small portion goes into general operations.
That is
And I'm going to sip on that.
As you should. I need to sip with you.
Sip on that.
Because we need more folks to be as conscientious as you are being for the artists in the area. So how did you come up with the Juneteenth Wine and Arts Festival? Since it's your second year, how did this even start?
So I want to give credit where credit is due. It was the brainchild of the CEO of Cyrenity Sips, Shakia Williams. She said we should do something to infuse wine and art. And I said, well, I don't know. I said, well, art is adjacent to most alcoholic beverages. And she said we should pick a holiday that everyone else doesn't pick to do that. So I said, okay, well, Black Music Month is in June. Juneteenth is in June. I said, why not? So that's how it came up, and I talked to a few partners at the Delaware River Waterfront Corporation, which we have. The Women's Coalition has a great relationship with them. We do a lot of their contracts. One in particular is the after-work sessions every Friday.
Okay.
Which every Friday from now through September. And we decided to just secure some funding. We didn't even know how we were going to pay for it. We were like, we'll probably find $1,000 or something. But fortunately, we had some sponsors that really thought the idea was incredible. They wanted to buy in, they supported it, they invested in it, and here we are. So now it's been profitable since the first year.
Amazing.
So it's going to keep growing, and now we're doing it bigger this year. So we have more wineries, more vendors, more artists. We're really trying to take this thing to the next level. So, you know, Adunde, we coming. We trying to be on that level.
Okay. Now let's talk about the wine. You were talking about the sister who owns Cyrenity Sips.
Correct.
A lot of your wineries here
Yes.
are black owned.
Correct. Initially, we started with just black-owned wineries, but we also felt like Juneteenth is American history, so we want to incorporate wineries that are adjacent to, that are in Philadelphia or Pennsylvania, greater Philadelphia region. And the wineries, the black wineries came up with a mutual blend. So it's the Juneteenth. They came up with a rosé and a dry wine. And both of those wines are exclusive for this event. So the VIP ticket holders have an exclusive opportunity to purchase those wines as well.
Whoa.
And there's something that we did this year that I don't think any winery has ever done, ever. We incorporated a QR code on the label. So the QR code on the label goes to a playlist, and the playlist is of all of the artists that are performing today, and it goes back to their YouTube channel.
Wow.
So they're getting royalties every time you scan and play their music. So you got Lady Alma, Candace Cahill, Charisma McWayne, and Ashley Scott.
Whoa.
So we're
I love how it's just like really helping the artists like throughout the event.
Yes.
And then throughout the year, like whoever keeps the bottle of wine, they're gonna. Okay, so you say that the VIP folks at the event have access to this wine, but outside of this event, when this event is over, how can people have access to that special blend?
So whatever excess is not sold, because last year everything pretty much got sold out. So if there's still some left, we might have to bring it back by popular demand. So it's up to the consumer. If you really want this wine, you gotta let us know, and we will make sure to have more available for the general public.
And how can folks let you know?
So we're gonna have every ticket holder, general admissions, VIP and advanced tickets, or today tickets. There's gonna be a message that's gonna go out for you to contact us back.
Okay.
And a survey.
Okay, so once this event is over, let's talk about the wineries that are represented here.
Yes.
List them and how we can follow them and taste their product.
Yes, so we have Mark and Val wines, we have Black Oak Winery, we have, of course, Cyrenity Sips, we have Mitchell & Mitchell wines. So these are the 4 black wineries, which make up 1%, less than 1% of wineries in the nation. So less than 1%, and the fact that we have 4 is like a diamond in the rough. So we found 4 diamonds of black wineries. And the last winery is not a black-owned winery, but they support the cause, Gritty City Wines. And they're based in Philadelphia.
I'm sorry, say that again.
Gritty City Wineries.
Ah, nice.
And they're based in Philadelphia.
I love that. And the other ones are also based in Philly.
So they are greater Philadelphia region.
Okay.
So like Hatboro is kind of like Montgomery County. One is in Lancaster. The other, Black Oak is Philadelphia.
Okay.
And Mitchell & Mitchell is Philadelphia. So Philly, they're all black wineries right here. Okay,
that's the thing. I'm willing to bet a lot of people didn't even know that we had black wineries in our area.
And I have to give special recognition to Shots of Love. They're not a winery, but they are a mixologist that is recognized by the Pennsylvania Liquor Control Board. So they have ramp certification in order to make wine slushy. So any adult slushy beverage, they're actually certified and permitted to do so because of the special credentials that they have.
Wow. So,
and that's black owned, black woman owned.
Okay.
I'm gonna sip on that.
I'm sorry, every time you sip, I gotta clink. Okay. Empowerment all around.
Yes.
Okay, so tell me, what is your favorite? When you are sipping,
oh boy.
What is your favorite wine and why?
My attorney told me not to answer that question.
You really gonna take it there?
I think my attorney told me. They're all phenomenal wines. I have to say.
Maybe not brand, maybe not people represented here. Just your favorite wine,
my favorite, it would have to be the Shekinah Jubilee, because I am the brand ambassador. There is a wine named after me from Cyrenity Sips. So there is a Shekinah Jubilee wine, and that is a special blend, which is a strawberry flavored wine. So yes, the flavors we savor neighbor, and it's named after me.
Ma'am, you got your own wine named after you.
I do. The unique thing about Cyrenity Sips Winery, why we initially partnered, One, because they were the first woman-owned winery to open in Pennsylvania, period.
Wow.
To open its doors and sell in the state of Pennsylvania. But they uniquely create wines named after people close to them. So I'm a dear friend, so she named a wine after me, and she was like, Shekinah Jubilee. I said, you crazy, you really named a wine after me? So when I went to the opening, there really was a wine named after me.
How does that feel?
It feels great. So I can officially say I am a legitimate brand ambassador to a company that is Black woman owned and local to this state.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I feel very proud about that.
So tell me about your favorite wine meal experiences. Like, what makes for a very delectable pairing of a particular wine and a particular meal?
I guess it would be based on your palate. So for me, I definitely have a traditional diabetes palate. So I do like sweeter wines, like a dessert wine. So Shekinah Jubilee is appropriate, and I would pair that probably with something light, like what we had for lunch, like maybe a tacos and some rice and beans and some plátano maduros. That, especially because I have a Caribbean palate, so I do like a sweet wine. And so what I was educated about is that when people assume that sweeter wines are not the most like higher refined wine, and that's not true, because that comes from a Eurocentric palate. So Eurocentric palate is different from the typical Afro-diaspora palate, and we like more flavors, and sometimes that can result in a sweeter taste.
Okay.
So we actually have the refined palate. Madame.
Clickety click.
Bleu.
Clickety click.
Bleu.
Bleu bleu. All right. Now I'm being silly.
All right?
Especially since I don't have wine with me, but that's okay.
That's all right.
That's okay. A cool, refreshing beverage on a hot day is still an amazing thing.
Oh, the weather is perfect today. I'm here for it.
We've been lucky.
Yes.
We've been lucky with a lot of great weather.
Yes.
So tell me, what are some of your biggest wins and challenges putting together a festival? Because I know this is a Herculean task.
It is. The biggest win is having a great relationship with an institutional partner like Delaware River Waterfront. So having those relationships and them supporting us by providing a space at an in-kind opportunity for us, that already cut a significant cost.
Yeah.
Number two, having people who are cooperative, so having artists that are going to cooperate, vendors that are going to cooperate, that is key.
Yeah.
Now the challenge, cloning myself. If I could only clone myself, I would be like the champion, but unfortunately that is a challenge because I really wanted to perform, host, be in it, eat, drink, so I can't do everything. So I said I had to pick what worked. So I said I'm gonna be around floating. So I brought my floating skirt so that I could float across the floor as needed. Float on. I'm mad at you know the song.
Of course I know I'm old school music. I'm old school music. I know about a float on.
I'm not mad at it.
Oh my God. So as you are looking around the space today, if you had to pick, say, 3 things you want people to really take home with them in terms of memory or product, what 3 things would it be?
Oh man, okay. Thing 1, product, don't tell anybody.
Okay.
One of my favorite products would have to be Nuts About Popcorn.
The who?
Do you like popcorn?
Love popcorn.
I'm gonna make sure you get some popcorn. Say less. So Nuts About Popcorn is a boutique popcorn stand, boutique popcorn business that's Black woman owned. And she's based in Hatboro, literally walking distance from Cyrenity Sips.
Really?
And her popcorn, I'm addicted to it. I'm already scratching because I'm like, I have a popcorn, withdrawal.
You need a fix.
I need a fix.
You need a popcorn fix.
Her popcorn is good. Also, like having my husband here, who's also one of our vendors, because June is also National Men's Health Month.
Yes.
And it's Black Music Month, but I feel like it's National Black Men's Health Month, so him being a top trainer in the greater Philadelphia region, he's able to amplify his business and also talk to people about getting healthy and well. So he's doing challenges, small challenges, and if you complete the challenge, if you spin the wheel, complete the challenge, you get a sample of free Doc's cookies, which is my brother-in-law. So I get to bring my family, we got some friends. So we're doing what other progressive communities have been doing since the beginning of time, and now we're starting to incorporate our people into business, and now that's what's really building it. So the support is what's necessary. So I got my husband, I said, that's my better half.
I know that's right.
I said, baby, just look good. Just look good and do what you did.
I'm sure he does.
I didn't introduce y'all?
You did.
Okay, I'll make sure.
But we're not looking at him right now,
Okay,
so I want
right.
people to just understand.
So I need people to recognize my husband is also, he's a bodybuilder, he's a trainer, he's a businessman, and he's one of my biggest champions. So
that's awesome. You gotta have somebody in your corner. Like, if you don't, then that's a really sad situation.
I wouldn't say sad, but I mean, there's people in this my Aunt Deb and the whole family. Like, we got family in here, so. And then I got Snooki, my friend, who's also security. Yes, we changed his name to Snooki because I seen the Barnell Hill show one time.
Stop it right
there.
there.
There he is.
Stop. I can't. So, if you're just tuning in, this is Breaking Bread. We are out and about again because Philadelphia is a festival town, and we're at the second annual Juneteenth Wine and Arts Festival with its curator, Shakina.
Yes.
We're talking wine, we're talking arts, we're talking supporting the creative community. We also need to talk a little bit about food. So what food is represented here? Because I have a plate. It's almost gone.
Okay, so that
of the
was
hospitality food.
Yes. So that's
who
actually Cherry Street Piers Catering. So we have La Placita, which is actually, they just officially started this year, and they're an Afro-Puerto Rican vendor. So that's the plátano maduros. You had some of the rice, some of the vegetables.
The rice gone.
Yeah, the rice and beans is gone.
Rice is gone.
So they are right here at Cherry Street Pier. We met at the Sister Soul series, which we're doing once a month on First Fridays. I know, I'm booked and busy, but I'm keeping my people working. So I said if I can make the connection and I can bring my team and my people with me, we're all gonna make money. So there's enough money and opportunity to eat. I don't believe in the scarcity mindset. I believe in sharing the wealth, bringing my people along, because somebody brought me at some point and I'm like, well, it's my turn to bring whoever along. So we're trying to take this thing all the way to the top. If you ain't afraid to go, we always go to the top. We going to the top.
Keep talking.
We're going to keep on to the top. We're going to keep making this bigger and better. My vision long term would be having a full weekend of a Juneteenth Wine Arts Festival where it's indoor, outdoor, and it's like a whole weekend, like a Friday, a Saturday, a Sunday, and there's multiple stages, and there's more vendors. And the great thing about our festival, we don't charge vendors. We've never charged vendors. $0, 0 cents. So we ask that the businesses that are involved are legitimate businesses. And for those that have said, well, I do business-like things, but I'm not legitimately a business, that's fine. My book is being sold right here at the registration table to show you how to start your business and to show you how to get sponsorships, to show you how to do grants. I teach the Art Economic Empowerment Initiative, and that's something for micro businesses. And we're not going to use the term small, because small is not necessarily relevant to sole proprietors. We're micro. A lot of us make less than 100,000 or less than 500,000.
Okay.
Therefore, we are micro in comparison to our Caucasian and other community counterparts that are in business and that get the big funding where we don't. So I'm showing you in the most simplest form on how to start your business for free. So people like, how you get the vendors for free? How are y'all making money? How y'all making money?
Yes.
First of all, the money's gonna come. You know why? Because people are gonna come in. One, everybody doesn't have to drink. This is a community-based event, so we don't want to exclude anyone. General admission is free. Vending for this event is free. You just have to have a legitimate business, your insurance, and if you're selling food, you definitely have to have a vendor permit and your safe serve. So on top of the other food, we have the Real Mango Hut. We have Doc's Cookies Table. La Placita is here. And we have we also have Herb Fusion, which is another black business where they provide organic honey and different flavors of honey. So we just got their jerk honey, and we're about to put it on some chicken.
I'm sorry, wait.
Oh, yes.
Hold up.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
I had to put the bottle down. There's jerk honey?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
How does one make jerk honey?
Now that's a question for Herb Fusion, but all I know is it tastes good, and it pairs really well with either a really good sautéed chicken or a really good air fried lamb. Do you eat meat?
I don't, not anymore.
But I think it would go good with some seasoned potatoes.
Okay, I do eat fish.
Okay.
So would it go well on the fish?
It would, yeah. So I'm Caribbean, so.
Yes. So any fish, like a specific fish, a
I would say
catfish,
like
a flounder?
a flaky fish, like a really thick flaky fish.
Okay.
Got me ready to eat something now.
Oh my God. First of all, okay, you are educating me and anybody else out there who's never heard of jerk honey.
She has honey from like flavors. She has multiple flavors, and she's also another business based out of Montgomery County.
And what's the name of it again?
Herb Fusion.
Herb Fusion in Montgomery County, PA.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
With jerk honey.
Jerk.
I'm gonna guess you don't want to put
the jerk.
That's a cool jerk.
The jerk.
I'm mic'd up, so I can't do all that.
Say
but
that.
I'm guessing you wouldn't want to put that in your tea.
Actually, maybe not
honey?
the jerk, but there's other types of honeys too. So you can put it in tea, because I am an avid tea drinker, so I've used it for tea.
Okay.
I've used it just because I'm like, I want to eat some crackers, and I'll put some of the honey on it. So it is a honey that can go with a lot of different things, and she has different flavors that you savor.
Wow. See, I'm learning.
So we're trying. What we're trying to do is we're trying to uplift our different businesses. So I know a lot of times they're like, how do you make this money? How do you do it? People are gonna come. They're gonna want to eat. They're gonna want to drink. They're gonna want to get something, and they see these black businesses. They want to support it. Juneteenth kind of brings out like the support of our community. It really brings it out for people to want to like contribute. So I said, let's really do this and show them where their monies and dollars are going. So when you see all of this, this is where it's going. So from last year, we even saved some of the money from last year, the excess, and we incorporated it into this year. So we was able to make it even bigger and better.
Amazing. You're doing amazing work.
Thank you.
I really appreciate all that you're doing, not just this event, but tell folks again about the Friday series.
Okay, so I'm doing 2 different Friday series. So one is after work sessions.
Do you rest?
No, I don't. Sleep, what's that? I can't even cry. I have to make an appointment to cry. So every Friday at Spruce Street Harbor Park, after work sessions from 7:30 to 10 p.m. And that's open to the public. It's absolutely free. And they have drink specials. It's going to be pop-up artists. So every Friday from now through to the end of September. Also on first Fridays, it's going to be Sister Soul series right here at Cherry Street Pier. That's also free. So you'll see a live band performance, DJ, dancing, food, drinks, all of that. Free $99. All that's free. So why are we free? We get sponsors, which I also show artists how to do in the Art Economic Empowerment Initiative. And that's free. We do it a couple times a year. So between hosting, performing, curating, teaching, I'm working on my 3rd book. The first 2 are being sold out there. The first is Take Charge. The other one is the Art Economic Empowerment Workbook. I'm also a wife. Geez, I wear a lot of hats.
I'm saying.
I wear too many hats.
I hope you're putting as much time and attention into your self-care.
Because
it sounds to me like you're on the brink of burnout, and we do not need you to have that as your experience.
I feel like too many people rely on my wellness, so I definitely believe in keeping my mental health stable. Therapy. I work out with my husband 3 days a week.
Okay.
I eat really well because my husband cooks for me every night. That is fact. Yes, black men cook.
Yes.
Black men cook and black men want to be married. Okay. That's fact. And so he makes sure to take care. Okay, right. So, but I have a very supportive community behind me, and let me not say behind me, with me.
Yes.
We are together working in tandem to ensure that we are going to be better than our predecessors. And we're inspired by our predecessors that paved the way, but we are working to evolve beyond that.
I love it. Tell people how they can support your organization and all of the things that you have your hands in.
Yes. One, please go visit us on Instagram at THEWCEINC on Instagram, and that can lead you to the website. The link in the bio will lead you to the website. You can also follow me. I am Shakina B on Instagram, or you can lead you to my link tree, which gets you to my website and all of the tickets to the events that I'm doing. So I was just at Black Theater Night the other day.
Yeah.
Where were you at?
Working.
You was working, that's right. Why are you not working?
I'm not ever not working.
Yeah, I did Black Theater Night for the Duai. That was cool. So I host events, I perform, I curate, produce, write, teach. Yeah. So, and then there's some deals on the table. So we're trying to enhance it. So I said, if I can get more deals to work in, to incorporate more Black vendors, we can really take this thing to the next level.
I love that you have a vision that includes other people's elevation as well.
Absolutely.
That's super important. I wish more people were as focused on that. There are a bunch of people who are, but I wish they were even more. That would be wonderful to see.
I think if we sit down and discuss more of what we want and what we want to see, I'm one of those people, I was like, I don't talk about it, I'm going to get started. Let's start putting together a budget. Let's sit down and talk about how we can fix some of the issues as to why, there's this misnomer about what Black business looks like and why Black business is not successful. And I said, well, maybe if we eliminate certain obstacles like high vendor fees, how about we eliminate that altogether? I said, why do we need vendor fees? If we get the right sponsors, we don't need that. I said, so you come in free 99. And you keep, and the vendors keep 100% of everything they make. So when people are purchasing tickets for wine, they're not really buying wine. They're really buying a glass, a commemorative glass. And then that gets them the free tastings that also from 5 different wineries. And for those VIP people and for the wine tasting, Tito's, which is one of our bigger sponsors, they bought a whole yard. Did you see the Tito's yard bar?
No.
You didn't see that?
Not yet.
Girl. So the bar, they built a whole bar and they are giving, so any wristband holder, let me see your wristband. So wristband holders are eligible for unlimited Tito's vodka, where they're blending the Black wines with their vodka. So they made a special blend just for Juneteenth as well. And that is free for all wristband holders.
For the future, next year, some people may be just hearing about this and it's already over. Is there a date we could put on our calendar?
Yes. So the date, because pretty much we got to do it again next year.
Yes.
So the date is the Friday before Juneteenth, depending on what Juneteenth. Let me see what date that would be.
It's probably going to be a Thursday because it's Wednesday. It was Wednesday this year.
I'm going to say not a Friday, the Saturday before Juneteenth. I'm sorry.
The Saturday before Juneteenth. So keep that in mind as you're planning your festivals and you're planning your time in Philly in the summer. You always know Odunde is the second Sunday in June, so this is going to be
probably the 14th.
The Saturday before Juneteenth. The Juneteenth Wine and Arts Festival will be happening, so that means you got to put it on your calendar now for 2025.
All right.
I love that. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate you. WURD, I love y'all. Mwah.
Love you back. Thank you so much.
No problem.
So I'm Tiffany Bacon here doing a very special edition of Breaking Bread, and we don't have any bread to break at the moment. Normally we do this while we're sipping on something or drinking something, so we don't have that right now, but we will get into it. But part of the Juneteenth Wine and Arts Festival is to feature various artists, and one of which is a good friend of mine who is a fantastic singer and writer. His name is Ashley Scott. Hey, Ash.
Hey, Tiff.
How you doing?
I'm good. It's been a minute.
I know. It's been a long time. So tell me, okay, so you've been out here making music for a very long time. Tell everybody about your style of music and what you got going on.
I would say my styles range from the genres of mainly R&B. I've collaborated with some smooth jazz artists.
Okay.
And I have a couple dance tracks out there. So I would say
Get out.
house, R&B, jazz, and dance.
I
Yeah.
love it. I absolutely love it. Okay, so what is it that attracted you to those genres of music? Like, what is it?
It's real music.
Okay, what
I
is
use-
that? Like, I hear people say that. What is
for
real
me,
music?
in my recording process, I use a lot of live instrumentation on just about all of my records, with the exception of the dance tracks. But even in those, you'll hear the heavy drum track, but you'll still hear chord progressions.
Okay.
You'll hear bass, you'll hear guitar, you'll hear strings and horns and all that. So
Okay.
try to keep it as live as possible.
I love it. I love it. So you're here at the Juneteenth Wine and Arts Festival. What is it that we are going to hear from you today?
So you're going to hear most of my original songs. All of them have charted internationally on various radio stations around the world. So you'll hear songs that I'm most known for, like Don't Throw Our Love Away, which is what I call my international anthem, as well as my latest single that came out in March of this year called You Remind Me.
Ooh, not a nod to the infamous Usher song.
No.
Okay, you gotta ask.
Totally produced by the Steel Vibe Collective, Chris Foreman and Damon Bennett.
Wonderful. Yeah, we love Damon Bennett. So, since this show is about food and beverage, when you're at the Wine and Arts Festival, do you participate or partake in any of the grape?
Of course.
Okay, and what's
Have to.
your favorites?
I like white wine and a good Moscato.
Okay, so is there a specific brand?
Not really. I'm open to trying all. I don't have a particular brand that I have to get every time I go to the store. So
Okay.
sometimes I'll ask for recommendations.
Okay, I am not a wine connoisseur in the least. Okay, so I know very little. Educate me. When you say you like wine, white wine over red, what is the appeal for you?
The white is more dry, but I prefer probably like the Moscato more because it's a little bit more sweet. So the red is a different texture, and I'm not a wine connoisseur either.
You just like what
I
you
just
like.
like what I like. Right. If it tastes good, let's just be merry.
I know that's right. A little sippy sip ain't gonna hurt. Just gotta moderate it, of course.
And marinate.
Let it marinate. Let it marinate.
Let it marinate.
So when you're out to dinner, when you're eating a meal, whether you're at home or at a restaurant, what wine do you usually order to go with your meal, and how does it shift based on what you're ordering?
Sometimes it just depends on the restaurant and what they have, because I would say sometimes the white Zinfandel is when I would go for. Sometimes I do ask like what the house Moscato is, and,
Okay.
that kind of thing.
Okay. And do you prefer wine over liquor?
Yeah, any day. I'm not a hard.
Yeah, it was real
Yes,
strong.
I'm not a hard liquor person, so
Okay.
most of my good friends would use foul language and saying the type of drinks that I like. So they would get on me very heavy, but I'm just a wine person. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And do you have a favorite, like with your meal?
no, not really.
No.
Whatever somebody has and whatever tastes good.
I love this. So, okay, imagine, and we're going to have some samples at some point during the show.
Can't wait.
Okay, imagine we're here with a table full of wine and nobody labeled it and they all kind of look the same. What's the one you would gravitate to just by scent?
Probably the most fruity one, I would
Okay.
think. But I'll try them off. They're small, I don't want to sound like a
Just
wino
little-
or anything like that, but I'm down for sampling.
Okay, you down for the samples?
Yeah, I'm down for sampling.
Speaking of samples, sliding back into your music, do you use any samples when you're creating your music at all?
No, I have not used any samples. I'll say there's some creative inspiration
Okay.
in terms of formula for the songs or vocal arrangements and harmonies and stylings. Whatever's in the head, you try to get out, in a sonic form. So,
Yeah, I hear
it may be a vocal harmony that I like that I might have heard on the record, and you don't take that same harmony, but you just do different nuances to get that same type of feel. You know.
All right, I love it. Well, thank you for that. I know we're gonna have more from the Juneteenth Wine and Arts Festival here at Cherry Street Pier. So thank you for sitting down with me.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
Awesome. Tell people where they can find your music.
My website is ashleyscottmusic.com. You can find me on Instagram at ashleyscott3. And I have a radio show on the website as well called Soulful Sounds Radio, where I play R&B music around the world. It's syndicated on maybe 20 stations around the world. So
wonderful.
yeah, see my tour dates and purchase the music and merchandise at ashleyscottmusic.com.
I love it. Thank you, Ash.
Thank you, Tiff.
Awesome. WURD out and about at the Juneteenth Wine and Arts Festival, the second annual Juneteenth Wine and Arts Festival. My next guest, I'm Tiffany Bacon, by the way. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you so much. Trying to get the sights and the sounds of the festival today and samples of the food. Joining me right now is Chris Brown, no relation to the singer of Doc's Cookies.
Yes.
Doc's Cookies, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, so tell us a little bit about, because you have your product right
Yes,
here.
I got chocolate chip.
And it looks like a delicious homemade chocolate chip, by the way. I'm just saying.
It is handmade, and we like to say you get handmade cookies without the hand making.
All right, I love it. So tell me, how did you get started baking cookies and starting a business?
I got started because I like to eat. So,
Amen.
you know, as a hobby, you know, I started dabbling with baking and trying different things, and gradually over time, people kept saying, you know, you really ought to sell these. You really ought to, you know, market these. So, you know, I did some research, and you know, with my brother and my sister-in-law, we kind of studied and figured out all the things I needed to do to open up a business, especially in the food industry, the right way. So now we're opened up in 2023 officially, and ready to go.
Wow. So where can people find your cookies?
My cookies are available on the website docs.cookietable.com. We're also on Instagram at docs_cookie table. That's typically where we share most of our stuff on Instagram, and you know, we're available for parties and events and things of that nature, and cookie dough too.
Ooh, so you make and sell the cookie dough for us to do whatever?
So that's it. You know, we vacuum seal all the cookie dough, and we can have that ready so you can literally take them out, put them in the oven, pull them out, and I mean, we try to have people say we did it, but you can take credit for all that work too. Perfect for holidays.
It also sounds great for parents who need to do something for like bake sales at school and things
Absolutely.
like that.
Bake sales, anything where you want to mass produce and get some cookies done quickly. There you go with the cookie dough.
So tell me I've mentioned most of the time on the show that I'm vegan now, but I want to try this cookie. You've given me a little sample.
So
what is this?
You have a sample of a glazed pink lemonade cookie.
A pink lemonade cookie. Okay, hold on. It does smell like lemonade. So I can honestly say I've never had a lemonade cookie. How did you come up with this recipe?
So it was seasonal. We wanted to try to have a lemon cookie. So you know, we experimented with a few things and came out with that one right there. Everybody loves lemon in the summertime. Lemonade.
I've never had a lemonade cookie before. This is a very unique experience. I have to be careful because there's butter in this. So.
Yes.
What are some of the other flavors that you have that are very unique? Because again, like I said, never heard of a lemonade cookie before.
So what I would say is everybody loves chocolate chip. That's probably the best seller. But we also have a brown butter oatmeal, which people tend to love. We also have a white chocolate chip. And recently, we've got a lot of positive feedback about our strawberry white chocolate chip. Now I'll tell you, my favorite season is the fall because I love pumpkin and cinnamon. So
you have a pumpkin spice cookie.
We have a pumpkin spice with a cream cheese frosting.
Whoa!
That one goes pretty quick in the fall time as well.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
So let me ask you: you're here at a wine and arts festival. Do cookies go well in your take? Do cookies go well with wine? And if so, which kind of wine? Not brand, but what kind of wine?
So I think really depending on the situation, I think a good cookie, a good chocolate can pair well with many wines, a nice red. But also summertime, people are into the airier, the white wines, the rosés. That pairs perfectly with that lemonade cookie you just had. Perfect for 4th of July, outdoors, Nothing says summer like that.
You were right about that. Listen, I love lemon anything. Lemon curd, lemon meringue pie, but I can't do the meringue anymore. But anything lemon is like right up my alley.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it. So tell me, why is it important for you and other, Black businesses to be at an event like this?
I think it's important because, all of the businesses here are Black owned, and when we think about Juneteenth and what that means for the culture, like just celebrating, even seeing one of the signs up today said that only 1% of the wineries in Pennsylvania are Black owned. So just seeing them here, for me, it's like, all right, well now I got to figure out where they are so I can patronize at their businesses, and vice versa. So it's a great community building event because, we're here for each other.
I love it. I love the communal, the community focused aspect of all of this. I love that the food is so unique and very tasty. So I appreciate that. How can people find you again? Just remind folks where they can find you and how they can get a hold of your cookies, whether you make them or they can make them themselves.
So docscookietable.com and also on Instagram we're at docs_cookietable. That's probably the best way.
Sounds good. So it's Chris Brown, Doc's Cookies. Thanks again.
Oh, you're welcome.
All right. We're breaking bread at the second annual Juneteenth Wine and Arts Festival. I'm Tiffany Bacon. I have another very special guest representing the wine side of the festival, Mark Rhodes, with one of the first Black-owned wineries in Pennsylvania. Mark and Val, welcome to the show. How are you?
Thank you. I'm doing fine. I appreciate this.
Yes, I want to hear more about your journey, but right now you're actually holding your product. You're holding a bottle of wine. Tell us about this specific bottle.
This specific bottle is our blood orange sangria. We use 100% juice in all of our wines. So this one is our number 2 selling wine.
Okay.
We sell a lot of blood orange. It's a very unique flavor. It has a really crisp thing. And if you notice on our labels, we either have Black art or we have Black women from our community on all of our sweet labels.
Wow.
Now our dry labels, we have a generic, type of, but this one, so far to date, we've had over 135 different women on our labels.
Oh, amazing.
It's been nice.
That is pretty awesome. So tell us how you got started, since you're the first Black-owned winery in Pennsylvania.
Well,
what was that process for you?
Well, we had my wife, who's Val of Mark and Val's. I used to take her to different wineries and different wine tastings, things like that. We was having fun. And every time I went, I kept having an inkling I could do this. I could make wine. I kept saying, I could do this, I could make it. And I started reading and studying, looking at videos and things. So one day we were on our way to my daughter's house. My daughter lives in Delaware. And I stopped at the local wine supply store and bought everything I needed to make wine.
Amazing.
Went home, made a batch. It was Pinot Grigio. And I fell in love. And we were like, oh, this is it. So we just started making another one and another one.
Yeah.
And what I did find out as I was growing and learning and developing, people that other big wineries, they weren't scared of me or anything. They started helping me, teaching me things. Mark, do this, do that, and next time you have. And I was like, wow. So I had like a mentors, 3 or 4 mentors that were big names. I was really happy that they took me on and showed me more and taught me more and kept making a lot of wine. Well, I made so much wine, the house was full, and my wife said, if you don't do something with this,
you gotta get this up out of here.
You gotta get this up out of here. So I called the state and I said, hey, what can I do without getting in any trouble, to move my wine? And they said, you can apply for what we call a limited winery license. I said, wow, okay, so I did. Now, mind you, it's the middle of COVID. Middle of COVID. So they came and did the inspection. And the lady said, congratulations, everything looks good. She said, I can't tell you if you passed yet, but I think you're going to be all right. And I said, oh, good, I'm excited. She said, yeah, you know what, you'll be my first. And I said, first what? She said, you'll be our first black-owned winery. She said, black people don't put in for this. I said, well, I did, thank God. And I said, well, that's an honor. She's like, it is. But I didn't pay it any mind. I wanted to make good wine.
Yes.
Honestly, I was proud of that, but at the same time, let's make a product that people look beyond who made it and just enjoy the flavor and the taste. And as I went along and got better and started learning how to buy my product and get juice in and do different things, it just grew. And then the business has been going. We're getting ready to open up another location in Columbia and Lancaster. That's to be next month. Opening that next month. Yeah, we've been really growing fast. We love festivals like this. Shakia is a great, I love her to death. My wife loves her to death. We could have been at another festival today, but she didn't want to hear it. She's like, we going to hers? And I said, all right. So, but it's been a fun journey, really has. I love honoring our sisters. I love the way they look at it and makes them feel. I've had white women that tell me, you don't know how special that is. And I said, I really didn't. I just like the way they look.
Okay.
But the women felt it was very, it's unique. Because if you think about it, where else you getting your,
Exactly.
And I run about 120 at a time. So you're out there.
Wow.
We go to a lot of festivals. So
that's amazing. So where else can people get your brand?
They're going to have to go online right now.
Okay.
markandvalwines.com.
Okay.
You can order from our store.
Okay.
We do ship. Then when we open the Columbia spot, or our tasting room is at 1205 East Philadelphia Street in York, PA. You can stop by there and pick up wine. We have Philadelphians that drive there and pick up wine.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, we have Philadelphians on our label.
That's
we do.
awesome.
I got a few cities and sisters on our label from there.
Okay.
Oh yeah. See, we don't mind.
I love it, the representation.
Yeah.
Now talk to me about the flavors. I'm not an avid wine drinker, so I'm a novice when it comes to wine. I don't know this from that. I do know the difference between a dry wine and a not dry wine. But what is it that makes a wine good?
Patience and time. Patience and time.
Okay.
We get, in York, there's like about 4 or 5 different vineyards that have gone out of business. And they still grow the grapes. It takes 3 years for your vines to start cultivating good grapes.
Oh, wow.
So if your wine business goes out of business, they don't want to throw away all that. So what they do is they cultivate the juice. They call guys like me and other wineries, and we come in and buy the juice.
Wow, that's amazing.
And I found some different, I got hooked on doing 100% juice, and it makes it so different. And I was like, every winemaker has his own process and what he likes to do.
Right.
And ours was, let's do 100% juice. It's a little more expensive, but it's good. When you're done, the flavor is robust. It tastes really good. And we're what we call small batch makers. We only make 30 gallons at a time.
Okay.
Which makes the taste even more intense. So you're really tasting 100% fruit juice.
What do you see as the future for black wineries in particular?
I'm hoping that more blacks catch on to the hobby, ask more questions, get involved. We mentor when people come by. I never hold back a secret. You can get it anywhere. What am I to hold a secret? Somebody help me. So I'm going to help you. They come to me, Mark, I did this and that. Well, try this and that. Same way I learned. And if they come by, I have a few that I work with. They tickle me. But it's always black women. I have yet to have a black man come to me and say, Mark, I want to make wine. But black women, Harrisburg, Philly, they want to start, and I don't mind. But I'm hoping that the aspect of doing something on your own, having a little pride in it, the entrepreneurship of it, it has so many things to it. Because wine, it takes me 3 to 4 months to make this. My dries, my other wines, take 6 to 8 months.
Wow.
So it's not something like Kool-Aid. You ain't putting it in the jar.
And adding a ton of sugar.
It ain't happening. So
Right,
with
right.
us, the process is long, but it really does teach you patience and time and being deliberate and getting the flavor that you want and the taste. And sometimes you screw up. Sometimes you gotta, and you know, after 3 months you're thinking, damn, I waited 3
This is all I got.
Yeah, turn around, blow it out. You be like, oh man. But it
That's
makes
all
the
right.
process, makes you appreciate the process. It makes you study. I'm a constant student. I'm always learning about different yeasts, different temperatures, different flavor, different ways. Alcoholic fermentation, regular yeast, dry yeast fermentation, dry yeast starter. I mean, there's so many aspects to making wine that you have to develop your way. And that's what each of these winemakers out here do. We all develop our style, our way of making it. That's why you see us in groups, and it doesn't bother us because the taste that I cultivated isn't going to be the taste you made.
Right.
And the next one, and so on and so on.
I love it.
It's fun.
That's awesome.
Hobby love it. I go to my shop in the morning. I'm there all day. My wife had to make me come home. She calls me, how long you gonna be in there? Come on. I'm like, but it's just something I really engrossed myself into. I'm retired, and when I retired, that really did it because now I had time. You know?
Yeah, you can dig in.
Yeah, so I really started having fun with it then. I like blending. I've been blending a lot more lately. Like the newest one today, sweet we have over there is black raspberry sangria. That blend came out great. We did it at a show last week and sold out of it, so we were really happy with that.
Wonderful.
We make some like Ruby Cabernet. We make hemp. Nobody wants to make hemp because it's hard, because
Yeah.
it's really like an extract in oil. But we found a way to make it into wine.
Oh.
It's my #1 selling wine. We sell that,
Get
no
out
problem.
of town.
Yeah, it sells like crazy. It's good. It's really good.
Between you and the sister in here that's got the jerk honey, we have some unique flavors represented at the festival today.
Yeah.
I love it. Thank you so so much, Mark. I appreciate it. Tell people again where they can go to buy your wine.
You can go online to markandvalwines.com or stop by our tasting room at 1205 East Philadelphia Street, York, PA 17403.
I love it. Thank you so much
Thank
for joining
you.
us today.
Appreciate this.
Take it easy.
You too.
That's it for today's edition of Breaking Bread. Much love going out to Amira, to my producer Nicholas, to, of course, Shakina with the Juneteenth Wine and Arts Festival. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a peaceful, positive, and productive day. I'll see you next time.